so bright.
Pillow. Welcome to the
On a Couch, Talking Sports, Winter Wonderland.
I was just gonna say Greg show because I'm dressed up, you know.
But it's not his show.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. As always, I'm Robbie. We got Kyle here. Kyle, how are you, buddy?
I'm here.
You are here. I'm here too. Just in case anybody was wondering, you're not holograms. We're real people in living color. But yeah, it's good to see you. How's it going?
Nice to see you too. Yeah, no, it's been a very interesting winter, especially with the weather and everything going on with that. Like just.
It's snowing outside, Kyle. I didn't know if you noticed, but there was snow. There's snow on the ground.
Yeah, which is like normal for February, but then like, you know, you look at last week.
It's like
last
60
weekend,
degrees.
So we're going from Florida winter to typical Boston winter. I don't understand. Anyways.
Winter's having a hard time figuring out its identity, you know.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But yeah, we know it's been a couple weeks since we've done an episode, so we're happy to be back. Very excited to be with you, and as always, want to send a special shout out to our sponsors, Zavin Organizing and Wes Woodson. Thank you, as always, to them for their support and sponsorship, not just of this show, but also of Screen Time with Doug and Kyle.
Yeah.
Great stuff happening over there, and of course the Sports Blitz with Doug and I. The whole 3/3 or one whole, if you're into that whole fraction thing, of our YouTube sort of multiverse here. So definitely always happy to have them on board. Anyway, it's been a busy couple of weeks for us, and that includes some sporting related events that took place that we either watched together or just watched in general. And so tonight we wanted to do a sort of multi-part episode talking about a couple of the different events from over the past couple weeks that have gone on. And so the first one was obviously the biggest one of all that we didn't, kind of didn't watch together, but we did definitely both partake in viewing, and that was Super Bowl 57, which took place a few weekends ago between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. And I gotta be honest, that may have been, and I know the Patriots have been in a lot of exciting Super Bowls over the years and stuff like that. That may have been one of the better Super Bowls I've seen in a while. I mean, it was tooth for nail, down to the wire, just thrilling Super Bowl action.
Really close.
Yeah, really close. And obviously, we do have to congratulate the Kansas City Chiefs, who ultimately pulled it out on a last-second field goal, 38-35, to win their second Super Bowl title in the last 4 years. So, again, congratulations to Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and the Chiefs on that. But yeah, Kyle, just before we get into sort of the, obviously you and I like to more discuss, I feel like, the pageantry that is Super Bowl Sunday, but I wanted to start off by the game itself because, like I said, it was the meat and thrilling game. Yeah, exactly, right down to the wire. I just want to get your take on it. Just how you felt watching that game.
I mean, yeah, no, I think you said it right. I didn't really have a clear team that I was rooting for. I'll be completely honest. I would have been okay either way, honestly. But having said that, yeah, I do agree. It was a really good, really, really fun game to watch. And I do like the closeness of the game and how just there was always something going on. And, you couldn't really predict what was going to happen in this one. And because some games it's you just watch it and you're like, yeah, they're going to win. This team's going to win or whatever. But no, this game was, you're right. It was kind of fun just to kind of at least as long as you're not really in the betting stakes of things, like, which I never do.
Or just a team, have a real true team allegiance.
Or that, yeah. Because like it's funny because I knew some people in my family and friend group that were definitely putting there was some money on the line in this case, and
boy.
So I'm just like, listen, you know, I know everyone likes to do the square stuff. I don't know how that really works, honestly, but you know, I'm sure that makes the game more fun in a certain way. But no, I'm good.
All good, yeah, all good here. But yeah, definitely. It was just interesting. I hate to say it because it was such an exciting game, but the only thing that bothered me about that game was the way that it ended. And obviously, I know that,
agree.
and listen, I know that if you look at the letter of the law, you know, rule book, all that good stuff, that it was the correct holding call.
Yeah.
But it just felt like it kind of just like dampened the end of what should have been a really exciting game. It just kind of just like, okay, now let's just. I hate to say it kind of gave Kansas City the win, but it kind of did. Like all of a sudden they basically just ran a couple more plays and they were able to kick the field goal. It's just like. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way that they called something like that in the final. Again, I know.
Yeah.
Again, if we're looking at the book, you know, black and white, letter of the law, it was the right call. But at the same time, I was just like, did we really have to call it in that sequence in that type of game? Like, it just kind of like I said, just kind of left us sour. Even as someone who had no affiliation or no allegiance to either team, it just kind of left a sour taste in my mouth after what was like we said, a very thrilling game.
Yeah, like, so my thing about the call, I'm still kind of on the fence on it. Like, you know, when I saw them, you know, when they did the replays and stuff, I don't think they really needed to do it. Like, I didn't see what they were seeing is I guess what I'm trying to say. Like, I didn't think that the guy put his hands on, you know, the other player. And like, because I know normally, yes, of course, you know, when something like that happens, but to me it was kind of hard to tell. Maybe it was the angle, maybe I couldn't really see everything, but it just didn't. I don't know. I think they could have reviewed it.
I just felt like it didn't need to be called in that situation.
Yeah.
I just felt like it.
Right.
And again, maybe if my team was actually in it, my opinion would have changed, especially if my team was on offense in that situation. But I don't know, I just felt like you could just let that one go. Like, it wasn't egregious. It was, you know,
No.
if anything, it was ticky tack. And again, obviously we're not NFL officials. Like, those guys have a hard job. I'm a sports official myself, have been for many years. I get it. Like, you're under a microscope, you know, every single play of every single game, and you're not going to make everybody happy. But I don't know. I just felt like maybe that was a situation where maybe you leave the flag in your back pocket on that one. That was like it rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah,
it
just
is
unnecessary.
what it comes down to. Yeah. So,
but
it is what it is. And again, congratulations to Kansas City on the Super Bowl win. Congratulations to the Eagles. What a season they had just in general in that game. Like, they just, you know, they were up for a bunch of the game, and then even when Kansas City took the lead, like, they came right back down the field and scored to tie it back up. And Jalen Hurts, except for that one fumble that led to a touchdown, had a great game, I felt like. And it was just one of those situations where it was just a really, really well played game, very exciting, and neither team, I felt like, deserved to lose. And so it's you feel for the team that lost that game, because it was just like such a down to the final minutes battle of the Titans. So again, congratulations to Kansas City. But what I really wanted to get into about the Super Bowl, obviously, was the whole pageantry and circumstance that surrounds the Super Bowl every year. And I want to start off actually with the commercials, and one commercial in particular that I felt like was very relevant to us around these here New England parts was I want to get your take on, because we've talked about it leading up to the game, was the
oh my god,
Ben Affleck Dunkin' Donuts commercial, which I thought was hilarious.
That was great. That was easily one of the best ones of the night. That was great.
And it's just hilarious because pulling back the curtain a little bit here, we are in the same city where the commercial was shot, at one of the local Dunkin' Donuts. But yeah, I mean, it was just, I thought it came out really well.
It was funny.
I definitely was like looking for it. Like I definitely was anxiously awaiting to see the finished product with all the hype of the news stories about over the weeks leading up to it.
Yeah, and I think that was like kind of going off on what you're saying there. Like I think that was the other fun part. You're right. Like that was kind of the additional fun part of it, if you will. Like the commercial itself was already great on its own, but like you're right, when you kind of look at like the buzz around it, like people's reactions, that just kind of like brings it up even more in that sense. So it was good. It was awesome.
And
I'm glad they did that.
J-Lo making an appearance.
The very last one.
That was hysterical. She's like, give me a glazed. I thought that was icing, no pun intended, icing on the cake or on the donut in this situation.
That was great.
To that commercial. So but I wanted to ask you, were there any other? It's kind of tough, like a few weeks away, because you kind of like. The commercials kind of like get a little bit fuzzier the further away. But were there any commercials that sort of stood out for you besides that one, obviously from that game?
So I will say two for me that I can remember right off the top of my head. One was just the Flash trailer, and I'll talk more about that on my Sue's reviews.
Of course,
I just loved it. I'm gonna start off with that. It was a great trailer, but I'll talk more about that a little later. And also. I really like the Bush commercial when the guy's like camping and he has like the tent and Sarah McLachlan just kind of randomly appears and she's in the tent with this wolf and he just looks at her and goes, it's a wolf, right? And she's
I remember that one. Yeah. I vaguely remember that one. Yes.
I just thought it was funny because it was kind of a fun spoof on like her like the animal commercial that she always used to do, like when like oh, look at the poor animals and stuff like that. Just kind of like it was kind of like a fun take on that. Like I thought that was really really cool. So I like those kind of like more kind of satirical commercials. That's about it for now. The Adam Driver one was interesting. Just some of them were just like really weird and like I was just like, okay, yeah, I guess it's a commercial.
The other one that I liked that kind of tugged at the heartstrings a little bit was that one with like the dog and like his family goes back to school and work like after the pandemic and the dog's all lonely and like
it's like from his perspective, right?
He's like chewing up the house and stuff, and so they get another dog to like keep him company. I thought that one was like really well done. It just kind of like tugged at the heartstrings a little bit. Yeah, I liked that one as well. Those were sort of the two that stood out for me. Was the Affleck one and the dog one. Kind of, I was just like, wow, like those are something else. So
and the interesting thing about the dog one was I usually don't go for like the commercials that try to tug at your heartstrings and stuff like that, but that one was one of the few that got to me too. And I just thought it was funny that like, or not funny, but like kind of like very interesting, where they kind of lead you to think that, oh, we're just gonna throw this dog in a kennel. Just the way they kind of like the sequence of events
or in a crate.
Crate. Sorry, not kennel. Crate.
No.
Kennel's like the big guy.
No, I knew where you were going with that. Yeah. I was just more saying,
And it was just like
I feel like it seems like they were buying the crate for the dog, and all of a sudden this puppy like just comes charging down. They're like, it's actually kind of like a very happy ending.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this could have gone really dark, and like just throw the dog in the friggin' crate. But no, they were like, okay, no, we'll give you the good ending. The
good vibes. But yeah, no, those are sort of my two favorite commercials.
Yeah.
were Dunkin' and the dog one. I mean, they're hey, listen, there were a bunch of other good ones. But
the M&M commercial with Maya Rudolph cracking me up, just not even because of the commercial itself, but just all the craziness happening around it, just basically
M&Ms,
like trolling people. They're like, no, we didn't get rid of the mascots, like as a lot of people thought was gonna happen, which I kind of like that.
Woke M&Ms,
I thought that was just the best troll. I'm like,
yes. It was really funny. Yeah. I remember that one too. Yeah. I remember being like, way to stick it to the people. Stick it to the people.
Nailed it. Just loved it.
But the other part of the Super Bowl that the Super Bowl sort of experience I wanted to ask you about was sort of the musical point of view, because obviously you had the national anthem, and then the halftime show with Rihanna. I hate to say it, but I'm kind of blanking at the moment who performed the national anthem.
I think it was some country.
It was actually really. I thought it was really good. I thought he did a really good version of it. I just cannot remember his name.
I don't know any country star. I'm pretty sure it was a country star.
No, it definitely was. And I'm gonna look at. Right now, I'm going to do a little in-show research here, because now it's going to bother me that I didn't give this guy, the proper due respect.
Yeah, I'm just not very knowledgeable about like country music in general. Outside of like, I think the only ones.
Chris Stapleton.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Chris Stapleton.
I knew it was someone that I heard the name of before, but I have no idea what their music sounds like. But yeah, no, actually, I do agree. He did have a pretty decent voice. Yeah,
he did a good job. And then obviously, the halftime show always a feature. Rihanna, no guests this year, just her, her.
Flew solo. No pun intended, because
and literally
she was literally
flew. Yeah. All right, so first off, let's start, before we get into it whole, let's start with that. Just your reaction to seeing her just like up, because I know you and I texted about it afterward. Just like, just your reaction to that whole scene.
So, I have one word that I think just kind of like describes it as a whole for me: vertigo.
True, yeah. And we're not talking about the movie that you and I saw.
No. but basically the similar idea of like the idea of like being up at a high ledge, and like you have that fear of like look, like to me, I'm like, I don't know how she did that, especially while she was pregnant. I just got to give her like extra bonus points.
How about that? How just talk about
just for doing that.
No, but just talk about just the fact that she's pregnant again. I feel like she just had a baby like a few months ago, and all of a sudden she's pregnant again. Yeah, she just had a baby like recently, and now she's pregnant again. Like, it's just like because I saw like the weight, and at first I thought maybe it was just some extra weight from her first pregnancy, like that she hadn't lost, and then afterwards they're like, oh no, she's pregnant again. I'm like, okay, Rihanna's getting busy. Good for her.
Yeah, she's in mom mode, and it's all good. The performance itself, I thought was good. It wasn't anything like. It wasn't anything groundbreaking, but it wasn't even, but also it wasn't like any of the worst performances I've ever seen either. It
wasn't the best. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. It
was just solid. It was, it was pretty much what you would expect. I feel like, minus the vertigo platform stuff, honestly.
Yeah, well, it's kind of funny because a lot of people thought, because Jay-Z was in the house, a lot of people thought maybe she'd bring him out for like Run This Town or something.
Oh yeah.
That's and maybe part of that was the fact that she's pregnant, so they didn't want to like go too much with her. Maybe that's why it was kind of like more like just sort of like middle ground. Who knows? But like I said, I liked it. It wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst as far as I was concerned. I didn't mind. I know a lot of people like just couldn't, for whatever reason, couldn't stand it. I didn't think it was that bad. I just
it was
thought
fine.
It was just kind of like it's just kind of like wasn't bad. It wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. Like I said it before. So
she pretty much played all the songs I think we pretty much all expected her to play. Like you're right, like Run This Town, Umbrella, and like a bunch of hits. It would have been cool to see Man Down. That's actually my favorite Rihanna song. But I totally get it. Like, not a lot of people know about it as much as a lot of the other hits, so I totally understand that. So
you can only fit so many songs into that set time.
It's like just a giant medley essentially. So it's like, you're right. You do the best you can.
Yeah. But no, it was overall pretty well done. I felt like so. I felt like the whole Super Bowl presentation overall was very, very well done. So I have no complaints about it, except for the holding call at the end. But that's not really a presentation thing. That's more of just a officials related thing. But again, congratulations to Kansas City. I'm sure they've been a good team for quite a few years now. So I'm sure that they'll be back in contention to repeat next year. And the Eagles, I think, will be right back in contention next year as well. So definitely should see those teams, making the Super Bowl charge for years to come. So we are now going to move on to the end. Oh wait, hold on. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to move on to the orange portion of the episode because we went to another hockey game. Last week. It's funny. I mentioned at the beginning that we were going to do a dual episode, and then nearly forgot the second part of the dual episode. Anyway. But
Robbie's he's shortchanging you guys. Sorry, just
yeah. I gotta leave you in suspense, No, but Colin, I did go to the. So in past years we've been to the Beanpot men's final, and actually I went to the Beanpot men's final. I ended up somehow sitting with the Northeastern student section, which is a whole different story. But congratulations to Northeastern on winning the men's title. And the women's title. And speaking of the women's title, we went to that game. The championship game last Tuesday night at BC. BC versus Northeastern in the Beanpot women's final. And as I just mentioned, Northeastern won 2-1. It was a very exciting game.
Oh, yeah. Really close. Another close game. Just
sort of touch on it just briefly a little bit. Just your thoughts on the game, experience, all that good stuff. I
mean, I just love watching hockey. I thought it was just so much fun to just to experience, and I think it was fun to watch. Like I thought both teams played really, really well. But Northeastern, man, there were just times where they were aggressive. Like you could tell they were just all over the puck. But to BC's credit, they did have, they were able to kind of pull off the last minute.
They fought and clawed, even when Northeastern, you're right, was definitely the better team skill wise. I mean, you could tell from the start of the game, Northeastern just they just had it a little bit more than BC did. But BC, again, their goalie first of all played really well, kept them in the game, and Northeastern's goalie played well as well. It's definitely a goaltending
both
battle.
Really good.
But BC, you gotta give them a lot of credit. They about the end were able to score a goal in the final 2 minutes to make it a 2-1 game, and even
unheard of.
Even in the final seconds,
rarely heard of.
Even in the final seconds, had a few good opportunities to try to tie the game too. It just couldn't quite come up with that game-winning goal. But it was a great time. It was a great crowd.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm a BC fan. I was pulling for the Eagles, but Northeastern student section put BC student section to shame, and just BC's fan section in general to
shame. Showed up.
They showed up and showed out, folks. I gotta give the dog pound, as they call themselves, a lot of credit. They were basically
Husky. Sorry, it took me a second. Yep.
Yeah.
Got it.
There you go. It's okay. But no, they brought it, and I was extremely impressed by them. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out and thumbs up to the Northeastern student section. And I know Kyle really enjoyed the Northeastern
and of course
band.
the pep bands. Yeah, I gotta give all the credit to the pep bands, which is a lot of the reason why I like to go to the BC games too. And don't get me wrong, I love watching a great hockey game, but it's really nice to have like the icing on the top, with the pep bands and all their on the, oh jeez. Okay, I literally kind of walked into that one. All right, cool. Yeah, I see what you're doing there.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
No, that was good. Good catch.
Boom.
But no, it was they played great, and especially the I think I've only heard them maybe once or twice before, but the Northeastern pep band was really good too. Yes. I think I realized the BC pep band wasn't quite as much there either. They had maybe about half the amount of players there.
Yeah.
But I get it, because I think you were telling me that the night before, literally the previous night, they were in freaking TD Garden.
Yeah, but Northeastern was too. So I mean, I don't know if it should necessarily be a quite an excuse. I don't know what the reasoning was.
Good point. You're right. Actually, I don't know.
Who knows? I don't want to speculate too much and downgrade.
But
bands,
regardless, of the outcome, like they both turned in some pretty good performances with just a lot of great songs. So it was cool.
No, it was just overall, it was a good time. We enjoyed it, and like I said, congratulations to Northeastern on the Beanpot sweep, both the men's and women's titles for the Huskies in 2023. So
Yeah.
big ups to them for that, and best of luck to both those teams as they move now forward into the. I know they have the Hockey East Conference playoffs coming up in the coming weeks. So, big best of luck to both those teams.
Good luck, guys.
So now we are going to move on to the one portion of our episode. And I'm going to start first because I'm going to kind of take a page out of Kyle's book tonight and do a little review of my own for the Robbie's Final Thought.
Movie review?
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo!
Yeah.
Right here, dude. Yeah. Right here. Let's go. Here we go.
Kyle knows. Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to kick the table there with the
Earthquake.
excitement. Yeah. Earthquake. No, so as Kyle knows, because I mentioned it to him, I went and saw a movie late last week, actually a week ago tonight. And it was 80 for Brady, the new movie starring Sally Field and Tom Brady himself. And
was he like in the movie a lot, or
a bit, especially at the end, like the end, like when they're at the actual game, and like they kind of poke some fun at some things that happen revolving around that game with him. Gotcha. But I'll leave it to you folks to go see it at home. But it was four friends. Basically, the quick storyline for those of you who don't know what 80 for Brady is about, it's about four friends. And I feel awful. Sally Field's the only actress's name that I can remember from that movie. Kyle, do you happen to remember who some of the other actresses were in 80 for Brady?
I saw the trailer once, so I have to look on IMDb.
I gotta look it up because I'm having. They may be
was
the 80-year-old.
Susan Sarandon with them? Maybe
no. But
or maybe I think
hold on.
Diane Keaton may have been one of the other ones too. I believe.
I'm trying to
think
cast. It was Jane Fonda,
Lily Tomlin,
Lily Tomlin, and Rita Moreno.
Rita Moreno. Okay. I don't know why I thought Diane Keaton.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Rita Moreno, Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, and Sally Field are four best friends. They're in their 70s and 80s, and they're big Patriots fans. They live in Massachusetts, big Patriots fans, and
of course
they decide they want to go to the 2017 Super Bowl, where the Patriots had that miraculous comeback against the Falcons to win in overtime. Everybody knows the story, and it basically just sort of goes through their journey to get to the Super Bowl, and it has a lot of ups and downs and just wild turns. And they meet Guy Fieri at one point, which is
Guy Fieri.
Yeah,
what is he doing in that movie? That's really funny.
Watch it and find out. It was honestly, I thought it was really good. I definitely enjoyed it. It was very entertaining. Very funny. I personally had a great time, and so I would definitely, I don't want to give away too much, but I would highly recommend it for, especially the Patriots fans out there, even just people who like a good comedy, good story based comedy, a true story, based comedy. So. Like I said, I would definitely recommend it. So, so nice. Go watch 80 for Brady. So, but now speaking of reviews, I'm actually going to turn over to the master of reviews, the Suze himself, for another edition of the Suze Review. So take it away.
Cool. So I'm gonna switch gears a little bit, and usually I'll review a movie or a game or TV show. This time I wanted to review a trailer, which I know you're going to be like, wait, a trailer? What? Why would you do that? Well, because this is actually one of the most anticipated movies, and I've been waiting for this movie for quite a while. And I already mentioned it, when we were talking about the Super Bowl, because they actually showed the trailer in the commercials, and it is for the new Flash movie. I've learned more about the Flash by watching the show, which is on its 9th season, and I'll definitely review that when that all finishes up. But this movie is getting a lot of hype, and one of the big things that they revealed about it, and you see this all in the trailer. So if you don't want to hear me say any spoilers, just go check out the trailer, or wait for the movie to come out, but just be warned, I will be talking about light spoilers, at least from the trailer, from what I saw. The return of Michael Keaton's Batman, which to me is just like, oh, that's good. That's good. Like, I love that. He's my favorite Batman. Out of all the Batman on screen, Michael Keaton's my favorite. Just seeing him back and the way they showed him in the trailer was maybe a little too much for my taste. Like, they could have maybe kind of like held back some of the reveal, of his entrance and stuff like that. But nonetheless, it was cool. Loved seeing him, especially in action. You do see him fight a little bit, which is cool. And you get to see a little bit of the Batmobile, and just the whole plot of basically the Flash trying to go back in time so he can live in essentially create another timeline so he can live in a universe where his mom, who had previously died in his, previous timeline, who had died, like, so he can see her again. That's pretty much the whole point of Flashpoint, especially in the comics. So it is loosely based on the comics of the same name, but the movie kind of seems to be taking a little bit of a different approach, especially in that he kind of resets the whole DC universe. So, you have villains like Zod from the 2013 Man of Steel movie popping back up. He just kind of appears again because he created a whole new timeline. Zod never died. There's no Superman in this world. Instead, there is kind of depowered Supergirl, or at least at first. And it's just kind of cool. I'm really curious to see where this movie is going to go with all of that. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff that they haven't even revealed yet. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of surprises coming in. So I'm just really excited. It looks like a really fun movie. So yeah, there we go.
Well, excellent. And well done with the trailer review.
Thank you.
So thank you for that. And definitely you should listen to him. As I always say,
sometimes
he knows his stuff.
Sometimes.
But go whatever he tells you to go watch it. Whatever he doesn't, don't. And speaking of watching, we thank you for watching. Just had to go with the segue there.
Nice.
But no, thank you as always for watching, everybody. We really as always appreciate it. Whether it's here on YouTube, or if you found us through our Facebook page or our Instagram or our Twitter, I definitely appreciate it. Please give us a like, give us a comment, give us a subscription, ring the bell, do all that good stuff. And while you're at it, subscribe to our other two shows as well. I mean, they need some love as well. Again, Screen Time, Doug and Kyle. Definitely go check them out. And then
Please.
Sports Blitz with Doug and I.
Definitely. All of it.
Just we're peppering the YouTube universe with our greatness.
Overall sports and entertainment knowledge.
Exactly.
That's what we're going for.
Exactly. That's right. Anyway, again, special shout out to our sponsors, Zaman Organizing, Wes Woodson. Thank you to you guys as always. And until next time you see us here on a couch, that's Kyle. I'm Robbie, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.